Okay. So I'm gonna start by taking my paper towel roll and my scissors, and I'm just gonna cut. Try to make them the same width. Just gonna do that all the way around. Like that. Here's another one. Now I got two. Just gonna make sure they all bend in the same way. Okay, so I got two. Let's just go back to my paint here and I carefully, sorry, I don't like carpenter ants. They're like very scary to me. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it in kind of a circular motion. Okay, here we go. All that I had was black. I would have loved to have like a bright kind of blue or green, but all that I had was this one. This is just like a poster board. Again, like last time, I used this so that it doesn't kind of fly up as much in the wind, but you can use whatever type of paper that you have at home, but of course not white, right? Because then it won't show. Unless you want to use a different color, that would be cool too. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna dip it. Okay, so dipping, I only kind of got the edges and you can see, which I think is a good start. You want to kind of get the outside part going first. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more. This is all that I have though, so I'm gonna try to use it sparingly. Okay. Oops. And maybe you want to do another one. I'm gonna do it on like right there. Now the paint, I can tell, is starting to soak into the paper towel, so it's not quite giving me the look that I want. So then that's when my second one kind of comes in handy. Eventually it's going to wear away at the paper towel, so I might maybe put that guy to the side and maybe use him later. So now I can start fresh. Uh-oh. Okay. I almost feel like I probably should have done them a little bit higher because my next step is to add a stem. We'll focus on the center first and then I can fix that problem after. So here we go. Now I'm going to take my bottle cap and I'm just going to dip it into the paint like that, and I'm going to put it right in the center. Do it for all of them. So I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna flip it around so that these are more at the top, because what I want to do next, that's still in frame, is I'm gonna take my paint and I'll do a dot right in the center. This is the skinniest brush that I had at home that was clean. So I just okay, now these come in handy. I think I did this maybe a little bit too tight. So let's just loosen them a bit. I'm gonna dip them in the white paint. And I'm gonna start to fill in kind of these sections. Them over and use my clean side. Let's take this whole thing off. Okay, now I can actually have more control by holding them in my fingertips. So now I'm gonna add a couple, you know that effect when you give it a blow and then they just kind of float into the air? So you need to decide which way that your wind's blowing. So of course, if your wind's blowing this way, then that's the way that they're gonna float. If the wind's blowing this way, then they're gonna float that way. I'm gonna have mine floating this way because there's more space. There's more negative space. So there's more blank space over here. Okay, I'm starting big and then getting smaller. Okay, now one thing I didn't talk about at the beginning was cotton balls, and I didn't have any, so I only found some gauze. So while the paint's still wet, you can dab it and give it a bit of like, wow, see how quickly that dried. So when it's still wet, then you gob it. It has to still be wet to give it kind of a bit of a cloud. Now for the last step, you can either use a thin tip brush, or I'm even probably just gonna use a Q-tip, and you can give these guys a bit of a like center. Maybe some are coming from over here. That's it. Clean up your workstation and you're done. Hey. I don't like carpenter ants. That's it.